What's up, everybody? Welcome back. This is Forgo, and today we're going to build Chizuru, and we're actually going to test her in Guild Raid. Unfortunately, I really can't test her. I mean, I can test her in Absolute War, but because it's the reset, this is just so easy that it's not even funny. It's really not even worth the effort, to be perfectly honest, as far as testing her there. And in League Match, I can only use attack-type characters, and since she's a defensive character, I can't use her here. So we're going to test her in Guild Raid. She's only going to be at 1 star, so this is going to be a pretty tough test for Chizuru, but she does have Starlight damage, and Geese you can break the meter against Geese with Starlight. So we're going to go ahead and build her up, and this might be helpful for newer players. I made a video a while back, about building characters. Now she's already at level 90, so we're going to be doing some other things like leveling up her cores. And remember, when you level up your cores, if you have enough materials, you can just click all the way at the end, and then you're going to use your gold and all these little materials here. Sometimes if the material isn't available, you can just click on the material and it'll take you exactly where you need to go to actually farm them. But I farm a lot of cores. I usually have plenty of these things lying around, so it's actually pretty easy for me to level these up. And obviously when you level up cores, you're going to level up the CP or combat power of your character. You're going to level up skills, like if they have a hyper armor that only lasts 1 second. Whenever you level all these up, it's going to end up lasting 3 seconds, and so on and so on and so on. You unlock your PG gain or your power gain. You unlock your the amount of CC effects as far as like a stun, fierce. So say they have a 3-second stun. At first, they're only going to start off at 1 second, and when you level up all these cores to the max, then you're going to get that full 3 seconds or 2-second stun, whatever the max level is for the character that you're leveling up. And one more. Oh yeah. And I'm really curious about how she's going to do in Guild Raid, because, I mean, she's only going to be A1, and it's really hard for A1 characters to do well, especially against Nightmare Geese. He's a very, very tough challenge. So whenever you're leveling up Affinity, you always want to level up Affinity to level 10, because that's where you're going to get your increased attack. You're going to get your increased critical damage at level 4 by 12%. That's very, very important. And getting this extra attack is actually really important. After level 10, then you're just going to have your souls. I'm at a point in the game as a veteran that I use these souls to actually exchange in the exchange shop for summon tokens. So I just go to level 10, and all these ones with the happy face, all these affinity items with the happy face on them, those are the ones that are going to level her up the most. We're going to go all the way up. We're going to hit OK. That's going to remain there. Then we're going to click on this again. We're going to go all the way up. We're going to hit OK. And we want to go all the way to level 10. So you can use these other affinity items that you're going to farm in story mode. They're not going to give you as much experience when you're using them. But, I mean, I'm not using them for anyone else, so I might as well. So we want to get all the way to 10. There we go, right there. We'll gift it. And now we're going to get all that extra critical damage. We're going to get all that extra critical, or all that attack. And you're also going to get 50 rubies every time you level up your Infinity to level 9. So that is also something to note. Every time you do that, you're going to get extra rubies for each character. Now we need to awaken her. So we're going to go ahead and click on Awaken. We'll hit Select Materials. Click on her SS Memory. Hit Awaken. Some people ask me in the chat, like, how do you awaken characters? So this is one of the reasons I'm showing this. I know it's pretty simple for a lot of us, especially those of us who've been playing this game for a long time. But, it always helps to help other people out. So we're going back to level up, and now we're going to use these experience balls that you actually get from the Reviving Hell's Dungeon, you get from Immortal Dungeons, you get from Spider Robot, you can get from Guild Raid. You can get these things from a multitude of places in the game. So we're going to go ahead and level up. I have an insane amount, as you guys can see, because I'm a veteran, been playing this game ever since the very beginning. And we do get a bit of lag every time we level these things up, at least, well, really, even on my phone, I get this every once in a while. So now she's at Awaken, she's at level 10, and I can't level her up no more because I don't have any more memories. If I had another memory, then I would put a memory right here. Then we would need 2 of these memories right here to awaken her to level 2. So now we're going to work on an imprint stone. Now, what imprint stones do you want to put on this character? She is a defensive character, and she does have an attack based off of defense, right? But the thing is, she has dot explosion, okay? And because of that, because of the fact that she has dot explosion, personally, I would recommend that you give her attack stones, because the deal is deal starlight damage equals to 5.5 times of remaining starlight damage. The more starlight damage you have, the more explosion you're actually going to have. So, I mean, whether you're giving her starlight, I mean, obviously you're going to give her starlight because it's the only dot she has as far as her imprint stones are concerned. But whenever you're giving her more attack, it's actually going to bump up her starlight damage, right? So that's something to keep in mind whenever you're building these characters. You could give her a defensive stat because of her core effect, or a defensive stone. Because of her core effect, she gets an insane increased attack equal to 60% of defense for 7 seconds when using a blast skill. And on this character, that's pretty nuts because all of her skills are blast skills. So she's going to be getting this almost all the time. It lasts for 7 seconds on a 7-second cooldown. So it's pretty much going to be up almost all the freaking time, which is nuts, guys. So if you do increase her defenses, like if you give her a defensive stone, you're going to be really, really good to go. And plus, it's going to make her a little bit tankier, right? So if I scroll down here, and we want to look for a red stone here. Let's see if we can find one real quick. Here we go. So we're looking for a stone with starlight. Here's a red, and this increases defensive fighters, and it has increased attack and increased starlight. That's what I'm going to slap on her. But if you had one that increased defenses right here, then like increased defenses and then increased starlight and then defensive fighters, that would be also really, really good, because either way, whether you're increasing her attack or whether you're increasing her defenses, it's going to buff her up. Do I know really which one's actually going to be better? I don't really know because I can't really test it. I don't have any of the stones available to be able to do it. All of my stones are attack stones because I salvage like all of my defensive stones, because more often than not, attack stones are just better. And if you don't have the attack stones, you could always give her HP here, starlight, and then increase the defensive fighters, as long as it's got that red icon right there. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to equip this stone right here to her. And these are the stones that I would use for all of these. Like these three right here, I would use these gold imprint stones that have double attack, increase the defense, and increase the starlight. Or again, you could have increase the defense, starlight, and then increase the defensive fighters. You could do it that way too. And then on the last stones, you know, with the moon star and star-shaped stones, you would find your starlight stone, like right this one here, increase attack and increase starlight damage. That would be insane for her. Let's see, are all these attack? Yeah, I think all of these are attack. So here's one that increases HP and starlight. Still a really good stone for her. Having any extra HP would increase her survivability, but the increased attack is going to be a lot better because it's actually going to increase her damage. So with the moon and star, you want to have increased attack to starlight. If you don't have attack, increase HP with starlight. As long as you have that extra starlight damage, you're still going to get a lot more pep. So now we're going to go ahead and enhance these things, and I'll probably edit some of this out. We'll start out with these imprint stones right here, and we'll go all the way to 4, and we're going to let it go. And this is going to take a little bit of time, so I'll probably just kind of speed through this a little bit, or just skip to the next phase of the video. Okay, so finally we're done with that, and the last thing that we need to do is level up her capsules. We're going to use these attack capsules. This might take a little bit of time. We get a little bit of a lag whenever I do this. And the first time you awaken the character, it's going to go up to 109. You can actually add 109 right here. You can add 109 for your defense and 109 for HP. It's really important to add the defense and attack for someone like Chizuru, again, because she gets attack based off defense. And of course, adding that attack is just going to make her a lot stronger. And really just having extra HP just increases your CP and will help your survivability. And once we get this leveled up, we can test her out a little bit. Okay. So now let's take a look at her skills. She's pretty much ready to go. At least, you know, I've taken her as far as I can take her. And her hyper armor is on her. So the first skill's got the touch and go skill, where the first time you do it, you can actually deal starlight damage, which is actually, it's pretty interesting. And then her second skill actually can stun the target, which we're not going to be able to use today. And it also deals starlight damage, which is really, really important. And then the third skill gives her that hyper armor. So that's the skill that has the explosion. That's going to remove starlight. So we got to be really, really careful of using that skill. And something else to remember about Chizuru is that if you really want to get the optimal damage out of this character, you want to have Kyo on the team, so you get this increased attack by 20%. And you want to have Iori on the team, so you get this extra 50% critical damage. And I'm pretty sure it doesn't matter. It doesn't even specify, so I'm pretty sure it's the same as what we've had before with other team passives. like Kyo with Iori, like, you know, whenever Kyo gets an extra, SS Kyo gets an extra increased attack whenever Iori's on the team, whether he's a striker, whether he's in the team formation, it doesn't matter. And it doesn't matter what version of Iori you're using, as long as it isn't a Orochi Iori or an Unshackled Iori. If you're using any other version of Iori, Kyo still gets that buff. And I'm pretty sure that Chizuru is going to work the exact same way. So we'll take her out here and we're going to jump her into Guild Raid here. And, you know, we'll see, guys. I mean, don't take this with a bit of a grain of salt, you know, because one, I've never played her here before. And two, she's only level 10. You can't expect a lot for a level 10 character. And we're going to go against hard mode, which is where we need Starlight. And now we need to set up a team here. So I'm going to put Kyo and Iori on the team for Chizuru. That way we can get those extra buffs. And we'll switch out the Guilty Gear characters here. Slap them in there. Let's see here. Ah, I love loading screens. Love them so much. They're so beautiful. Okay. So get rid of all these guys. And we'll just click. Oh, never mind. We'll find our characters here. Let's find SS Chizuru. This is the part that I hate, is sitting here looking for the characters that I want to use. Now I'm going to put her in the leadership because she actually gives an insane increase of blast skill damage by 65%. For Chizuru, that's insane because all of her skills are blast skills. So, and she's going to obtain 5% power upon using those blast skills, which is just nuts, guys. I mean, that is crazy. Now we need to put Kyo and Iori on the team. And those guys are at 3 stars. So we got Kyo here. And then we need to find Iori. There we go. And special signature team, increase all fighter attack by 10% when their HP is 70% or more. So as long as we have 70% or more, we actually get this increased attack by 10% because we're using all SS fighters. Now we need to find the right striker for Chizuru. I didn't even look at her relation, so I'm not really sure who is the best striker for her. We want somebody that increases attack or even increases her defenses. So what's K offer here? K offers increased attack by 10% and a heal, also a little bit of a heal. Also decreased skill cooldown. That's really, really important. What else we got here? Kula, same thing. No, we don't get the decreased second cooldown with Guinness. We're going to use K in here. There we go. Yeah, he'll be a really good one because that decreased skill cooldown and plus the extra increase the power charge rate, along with Chizuru's obtained 5% power, is going to be really nice along with our 30% PG rate. Now we need to slap some cards on her. We're going to go ahead and use the Free Fest set that we got from the Rush Dungeon. We're going to slap those babies on her. I mean, I could put the Athena set on her, but we're going to go ahead and go with this set right here because I still think it's a really, really great set for the character. Again, guys, she's level 10, so, I mean, we'll see how this goes. Right now, I'm just kind of experimenting with Chizuru. If this thing ever loads and, like, gives her the card set, you know, we're going to be here all day waiting for this thing. Now we're going to slap these 3 PGs on her. I opted to go for the 3 PG with attack and the other 3 PG with increased active skill damage because more than likely I'm going to try to spam her skills. We'll see how that plays out. We also have an insane option card that you can actually get from the crafting event, but I still need one more shard to get that thing. So until we get it, I can't really test that. And right now her CP is lying at 48,000. I do have my fame system leveled up, but I only have my attack leveled up to level 10 in my fame system. I don't have the defensive fame leveled up at all, which would really help someone like Chizuru. So let's see how this goes. Let's find out because yeah, it's gonna be interesting. And you got to remember that that third skill does remove the Starlight. We want to make sure Starlight's always applied. Now, something about Chizuru that's pretty cool, and this is my, by the way, guys, this is my first time doing this, is that she has range attacks, right? She has range attacks. And if we tap the first skill, she will apply Starlight. So what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to hit the first skill to apply Starlight. And then I'm going to use the third skill to get the Hyper Armor. And then I'm going to use the second skill to apply the Starlight again. Or maybe I could just start with the second skill and apply Starlight. Yeah, maybe we'll do that. Because the second skill's got an increased target damage received. And Jesus, look at how fast she gained her PG. Wow, holy crap. Wow, this is my first time doing this, guys. And, wow. Hit that 3 PG. Man, that was insane, right? Level 10. Wow. Wow. Oh my God. Wow, 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 wow. Three PG, 3PG, 3PG, 3PG. I got hit there a little bit late. I'm getting a little bit of lag, you know, playing on my emulator, but wow. Yeah, we're pretty much got screwed right now. I'm gonna go ahead and hit my guard. Yeah, we're taking a lot of damage from the darkness on the ground there. Hit that 3 PG. There we go. So there I started off with my hyper armor, and then we went in the second skill, applied some starlight, and then the first skill I just hit once and applied a little bit more starlight. I didn't want to do that. I wanted to spam my skills, damn it. Man, this is pretty crazy, guys, honestly. Like, it might not look that impressive to some people, but I'm telling you. There we go, hit that 3 PG. It's pretty impressive. Honestly, for a level 10 character, this is pretty wild that she's able to do this much damage and survive as long as she has. Now she's gonna die probably. I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here, but wow. I mean, for a first time, that's my first time using Chizuru in this. My first time, guys. I've never played her in here before. I mean, maybe I can work out a better rotation and so on, right? And practice a little bit more with her. But considering I just built this character, considering this is my first time, no editing, guys. This is my first time playing this. She was able to get 148 million. That's not bad, man. That's pretty damn cool. That's actually pretty insane. At level 10, she could already do that. Just imagine what she's going to do when she's leveled up even higher, right? It's a pretty damn strong character. I'm honestly very, very impressed with her. And if I would have played a little bit better, if I wouldn't have had this lag, that lag really was killing me as far as, you know, doing damage as fast as possible to him, because she obviously, with that set, with that free set that we get from the Rush Dungeon, she obviously gets it done. I mean, on hard mode for your rewards, you only need to do 233 million. Easily in 2 keys, I could get that reward. That's pretty nuts, man. Wow. I mean, I'm pretty impressed. For a level 10 character to do that kind of damage it's really nuts. Wow. I'm pretty blown away by Chizuru. I think she's pretty damn awesome so far. Definitely gonna have to play with her a little bit, work on a rotation. Maybe I'll try her out on my phone and see if it's actually gonna be better, because that lag was really hurting us as far as our damage. That was just, oh God, I really can't stand it whenever you got to deal with that kind of stuff. But let me know how y'all feeling about Chizuru, man. So far, so good, in my opinion. And I do stream on Twitch at 9 p.m. GMT+7 time. The link is in the description below. And I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. Y'all take care and have a good one. See ya.